Look at this. Look at this. Ralph, we made it. That's how I feel right now. That's a like from Whips One of the Bronx Graffiti Crew, COD. Some people say create or die. I like to say children of destruction. Anyway, Whips out of the trio of Wen, Wayne, and Whips. I always liked Whips the most in the sense of his tag at the very least, or his graffiti. It always showed up out of nowhere, pretty much like would steal the scene, and then he would be gone. That was my experience with Whips. It was like he wasn't up as much, but when he got up, it was like, yo, you couldn't fucking miss it. So anyway, one of the problems is that we're talking about a lot of facts that few people know, and a lot of people think they know. So we're gonna kind of orientate ourselves a little bit more as to why would this person, Whips One of a legendary graffiti crew in New York, be liking one of my posts? Me, Charlie. Let's get into the area. All right, what you're looking at right there is basically my playground as a kid. That's 219th Street and White Plains Road. That was my nearest train station on the 2 line. You go that was basically one boundary, White Plains Road, and then 233rd Street or so is basically where my elementary school was. And then you have Woodlawn Cemetery and Bronx River Park. So those were, Bronx River Park was basically another boundary on another end. And then you go the opposite end, you're hitting Gun Hill Road. And that was another boundary, basically. Wayne had a shop there right around Gun Hill Road. And when I was around 13 or 15, I had a friend of mine who was a few years older than me that had become friends with him, and that's how I ended up meeting him once. The important thing to kind of understand is that in that particular area, and that all within those boundaries, when Wayne, Whips, Nose, Michelob, and Hims were really the only people who were doing graffiti and that I saw at all, and so they were really the only people I had around as a young graffiti writer as influence, but really they were also the only people I had to impress. And so that when I say he liked Charlie, I say that because of the fact is the first tag I ever did was Charlie in that area. But however, time has kind of gone on, and I've gotten more knowledge, and these people kind of creepy and weird, and it is concerning. So I'm going to explain that as well. One of my favorite tags to see, my childhood friend, and BDB, Beyond the Best Crew. The crew that we started when we were younger. The photo is from his Instagram account and evidence that those members of COD and TZ5 do not respect themselves or the dead. I'll explain. I met him when I was in elementary school and he was in junior high. His family moved into an apartment in the same building I was living in the Bronx. We were friends for a few years, spent quite a lot of time together, but I moved to Kansas. He moved to Manhattan. That also created this weird situation in which many of the people I've known throughout my life probably have never heard of him or met him, and likely many of the people he's known through his life probably have never heard of me or met me. Either way, I also moved to San Francisco. I stayed in contact with Ralph till about 2005, 2006, but then I lost contact with him for a while. Social media comes around, and I'm looking for him, but his name is common, and I never thought of looking for Blitz. And so, I do look for Wen and Wayne, following their accounts, but not even putting together that they may still know each other, right? So anyway, one day I see that Wayne posted a RIP mural for Ralph Blitz that he passed away. And I'm like, fuck, I'm fucking heartbroken. I'm like, shit, I've been looking for him, and somehow or another nobody put it together, and now he's passed away. Anyway, so, it's not about graffiti at all at this point, and so I'm contacting Wayne more to try to get a hold of his brother. That's who I really kind of wanted to talk to about, his passing and see what happened. And Wayne does this very weird thing. Instead of just saying, yo, that's, this is his Instagram account, that's what I know. Wayne does this whole, I don't know anything about him. I have no idea why that mural was done. I don't know why we did that mural. All this other shit. And I'm like, It's fucking throwing me for a loop. Like, why the fuck would you do a mural for somebody? Like, I can understand you got paid, but you're not even telling me you got paid. You did this out of your own heart. Apparently, this is somebody you supposedly knew enough to do an RIP mural, but you don't know anything about, right? Anyway, so then he passes me off to Totem. He tells me to contact this guy named Totem. Now, I'm just assuming that I guess they knew each other better in real life, so I contact Totem. Totem has a private account. I have to request to follow it. I message him, and yet Totem's acting again as if he has no idea. Like, basically, they're acting as if I'm contacting them to find out more about them, as if, like, that's why I'm contacting them. Totem's doing this whole, I don't know anything about fucking Ralph. I don't know why that mural was done. Again, the dude has an Instagram account. My childhood friend, at the time that they're talking to me, has an Instagram account. They're telling me they don't know anything about him, and yet I see on his Instagram account that I found way later that they were interacting with at the time. So when I say these people don't have respect for themselves or the dead, that's what I'm talking about. Because the fact of the matter is, they have respect for themselves, they would have respect for themselves. And they would say, I did this, I did that mural for these reasons. And if they had respect for him, they would understand that I was part of his life. I also deserve closure of his death. And just say, yo, this is, that was his Instagram account, is what I know, whatever. Instead of doing what they're doing, which is basically disrespecting the memory of him, as well as disrespecting my life. So that's it. That's it. That's the breakdown as to why I would say what I'm saying, and it's because the evidence is there. The evidence is these people, Wayne, Whips, and Totem, for some reason, all seem to have known Ralph in real life, all seem to have participated in doing a rest in peace mural for him, but yet can't respect his memory or themselves enough to speak about what they know. So I'm saying what I know. The facts are, by their own words and actions, those members of COD and TC5 are telling everyone they don't respect themselves and that you shouldn't either.